These are the video notes for Unit 5 graphing quadratic inequalities. Remember, quadratic means parabola. Our graph is going to be in the form of a parabola, either going up or down depending on our A in front of our parentheses. So let's look at this, number one, our equation. When you think about what these mean, remember your A, x minus h, and your k. What this means is, let's rewrite this. Say if it's y equals -2 times x minus 3 squared minus 4. Our vertex is at hk, so our vertex is going to be at 3, -4. It's a positive 3 because this is negative. Remember, we use the opposite sign, and this is the same as what it shows outside of our parentheses. So then if we look at our A tells us that this is negative, so it is going to reflect over the x-axis. It also tells us that it's going to be vertically stretched. By a factor of 2. That means it's going to get tall and skinny towards the y-axis, but it's going to be reflected. It's going to be facing down. So let's go over our things in our inequalities. If it is less than or greater than, without the equal sign, it's going to be a dotted line. If it is less than equal to or greater than equal to, it will be a solid line. So let's plot our vertex. It is at +3, -4. Now, we know that it's going to go downwards, and our first point is going to be, we're going to say it's going to go down 2 and over 1. Down 2 and over 1. We can get our first one like that, but after that we kind of have to use our equation and figure out. So what will our next point be when x is 5? 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times -2 is -8. -8 and a -4 would be -12. So we're going to come down here, 5, it will be -12. So it means over here on the other side at 1, it should also be -12. Now, we don't have an equal sign, so it's going to be a dotted. So we're just going to kind of do the dots. I'm not very good at drawing these. Just as long as you show that it's dotted and not solid. Now we need to see if we're going to shade above or below. Remember, if it is greater than or greater than equal to, it will be shaded, I forgot my A there, shade above. And then if it's less than or less than equal to, you are going to shade below. So let's look at our vertex. This is less than, so it means we're going to shade all of the area below or on the inside of our parabola. Let's look at number 2. Move this over just a little bit. Okay, my vertex is going to be at, this is negative, so that means my x value is going to be positive. 1, 2. So 1, 2, that's my vertex. My A is just 1, so it's going to go up. It's going to face up, and it's not going to be stretched or compressed. So we can get our first point just up 1 over 1. And then we can look at our next point when x is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So 3 and 6, and -1 should also be 6. Now we're going to look at our sign. There's no equal, so it's going to be a dotted. So let's just try to make a parabola that's dotted. This is greater than, so it's going to be all the y values, all the points above. Let's look at number 3. We're going to try to do this pretty fast here. So our vertex is at 2, 1, 2, 1. That's my vertex. It's going to reflect across the x-axis because my a is negative, so it's going to go down. It is 1, so let's see, our first point is just going to be over 1, down 1. When x is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Plus 1, it would be negative 3. So I'm going to come down to, this is negative 3. And then over here, the same thing. This is greater than or equal to, so I'm going to have a solid line. Greater than, so it's going to be everything above. And then the last one we're going to do together is number 4. Find your vertex. This is a positive 4. So my vertex, my x value is actually going to be a negative 4. And then I have a negative 3 on the outside, so that's my vertex. Negative 4, negative 3. Right there. My a value is a positive 1. It's going to go up. So I get my first 2 points. Let's try my next one. Let's say negative 2. When x is negative 2 and a positive 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is going to be a positive 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. So whenever it's negative 2, it's going to be a positive 1. The same for over here. I don't have an equal sign, so I'm going to have a dotted graph. This is less than, so it's going to be all points below. Okay, I hope this helped you to understand how to graph quadratic inequalities.